So I started Candid with Kim and I talked about reaping and sowing and I didn't get to finish. And where video one cuts off and I'm talking about the friend and how I gathered everybody together to kind of discuss what was going on with me. So as I pulled everybody together, like I told you, I had one friend who wouldn't say anything at all. She wouldn't tell me how stupid I seemed or the way that I was doing stuff and how it wasn't beneficial. She wouldn't say it at all. She just kept encouraging me in the direction of my foolishness. So all this time, as things are happening to me, I'm losing jobs, I'm feeling misunderstood or whatever. And I seriously was asking, like, hey, it must be something wrong with me. You know, I'm not trying to pump myself up or anything, but I had made it that far to my assessment to go, wait a minute. And like I said, some of it was so basic to everybody around me that they couldn't believe that I didn't see it. And I think a lot of people assume, like, hey, girl, this is basic stuff. So once I saw that, I began to see, like, okay, this person is not for me, because they would allow me to continue knowing, laughing, having a good time about, oh my God, Kim, here you are again. It was like, I was amusement. And then the other thing I noticed with that person is that as long as I was doing bad, it made them feel even better about what they were, how they were doing, despite the times that I'm giving them advice or whatever. So I said all of that to say, when I talk about reaping and sowing, I kept looking at all of these things happening to me, going, oh my gosh, why? I don't mean for it. But I wasn't realizing exactly what I was putting out. I did not realize exactly how I was coming across, the timing of what I was doing and saying, because it wasn't so much just what I did and said, it was the timing. It was the things I chose to do. It was the way. It was not understanding people, thinking, oh, everybody, when I say something, I mean it. There are a lot of people that talk, how people talk trash, girl, I would, and they're not going to do anything. And I never wanted to be one of those people. So in order to not to be that kind of person, I would go overboard to prove, no, I'm not just a talker. And I'm a natural. I process things really fast on a natural level, period. Like, you can't slide an insult past me. Whether or not I react to it tells you whether or not I'm growing or not in that season. But 99% of the time, I catch it, the slightest one, because I'm the queen of it. So you can't get me with that. It was me learning to be like, okay, I saw it, I processed it, now let me process it further. On the first level, I caught the insult. The second and the third and the fourth levels and layers is like, wait a minute, how do I do? What do I do? How strategic should I be? And that's where I was messing up. So, like I said, sowing and reaping. Too often, we forget what we're doing and what we have done, and we move past it. One of the things I hate the most is when things happen, situations when people get hurt. I realize you got to have time to calm down. But when that time goes to 3 and 4 months and you start to forget what happened, you forget the order it happened, and then nobody wants to take responsibility, you're setting yourself up for the thing to keep repeating. And it gets worse, and you're wondering, and by the time you're so far in, it's so much to dig out, you don't even know if you can do it. That's why I'm always like very reflective. Like, I can reflect on a conversation for hours, going over what was said. Sometimes I'll even take notes. And I do it because I want to remember what I feel. I want to understand what I feel. And when I take the notes and I have them, it's not to be able to just rehash it, but it's a better understanding as to why I'm taking a certain posture against someone and how I received it. Then I go back and look at my notes and I can tell, wait a minute, I received it this way in that season because I had A, B, C, D, and E going on. But in another season, I might take that same thing and not look at it that way, because a lot of things that we receive, which is a whole nother video, is based on what's going on with us at the moment. But anywho, the reaping and sowing, before you start having a pity party, before you start feeling abused or lonely or threatened or isolated or ignored or forgotten, go back and take an inventory. Just look at yourself and be real with you and see, like, really, have I really been as much of a friend as I think I am? Are people really taking advantage of me, or am I just kind of reaping some of the things that I have sown? Am I getting back what I put out there? Am I as good of a friend as I think I am? I always say that we are a version of three different things. There is the person we perceive ourselves to be. There is the person that others receive and who they perceive us to be. And then there's the person we want to be. And the real us lies between those three dimensions. And our goal is to find the balance, not to be perfect, but to find a great balance to where we put out what we really desire to receive back. It's been your girl, Candid with Kim. Bye-bye.